The story of the 10 plagues of Egypt is found in the book of Exodus chapters 7 to 12 in the Bible. It describes how God, through Moses and Aaron, sent 10 devastating plagues upon Egypt to convince Pharaoh to release the Israelites from slavery. Today we are going to be looking at the story of the 10 plagues of Egypt. So, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, like, and share. The Israelites had been enslaved in Egypt for hundreds of years. God chose Moses to lead them to freedom. Moses, along with his brother Aaron, went to Pharaoh and demanded, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh refused, and so God sent a series of plagues upon the land. The 10 plagues are as follows. 1. Water turned to blood. Aaron stretched his staff over the Nile River, and all the water turned to blood. Fish died, and the river became undrinkable. Despite the suffering, Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he refused to let the Israelites go. 2. Frogs. God sent swarms of frogs that invaded homes, beds, and even the palace. Pharaoh begged Moses to remove the frogs, and God did. But Pharaoh hardened his heart again and refused to release the Israelites. 3. Gnats, lice. Aaron struck the dust with his staff, and the dust became gnats that covered people and animals. Even the Egyptian magicians admitted, "This is the finger of God," but Pharaoh still refused to listen. 4. Flies. Dense swarms of flies filled the air and covered the ground, but Goshen, where the Israelites lived, was spared. Pharaoh promised to let them go but changed his mind when the flies left. 5. Death of livestock. A severe plague killed the Egyptians' livestock: horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, and goats. But none of the Israelites' animals died. Still, Pharaoh refused to release them. 6. Boils. Moses tossed soot into the air, and it caused painful boils to break out on humans and animals throughout Egypt. Pharaoh's heart remained hardened, and he would not let the people go. 7. Hail. God sent a massive hailstorm with thunder and fire, destroying crops, animals, and people caught outside. Pharaoh admitted his sin but changed his mind once the storm stopped. 8. Locusts. Locusts swarmed across Egypt, consuming everything green left after the hail. Pharaoh, in desperation, asked for forgiveness, but again, after the plague ended, he refused to free the Israelites. 9. Darkness. A thick darkness fell over Egypt for 3 days, so dark that no one could move. Yet, the Israelites had light in their homes. Pharaoh was furious and forbade Moses from returning. 10. Death of the firstborn. God warned of the final plague, the death of every firstborn in Egypt. The Israelites were instructed to sacrifice a lamb and mark their doorposts with its blood. This became the first Passover. At midnight, every firstborn in Egypt died, including Pharaoh's son, while the Israelites were spared. In grief, Pharaoh finally let the Israelites go. Pharaoh ordered the Israelites to leave Egypt immediately, with Moses leading them. They began their journey to the Promised Land, marking the beginning of freedom for God's people. Moral of the story: the story of the 10 plagues demonstrates God's power, justice, and faithfulness in delivering his people from slavery. It also emphasizes the importance of obedience and trusting in God's plan. Please do well to subscribe, like, and share. God bless you. Amen.